Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and also be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. What on earth are you waiting for? Thank you, good luck with these lineups, and happy Monday. Alright, mock lineup. If you are new to the channel, feel free to use these mock lineups that we provide for you guys as a base. You can use 90% of the lineup and substitute players where you see fit to get your own taste for your own lineup. Holiday has been incredible lately, high 30s to 40s in FDP. He is that all-around guard. He does a little of everything for Milwaukee. Denver is having an issue stopping guards lately. De'Aaron Fox recently had a great game and a win versus Denver. Holiday is a vet version of Fox and better shooter. DeJounte Murray had himself a good game last time out versus Golden State. His ability to penetrate, pass, score inside, and shoot just a little bit helps. Golden State has got involved in shootouts lately, and that plays right into Murray's game. Zach LaVine is the cover art for a reason. Washington is awful. Washington is atrocious. Washington, I can't even come up with another name, but they're awful. They can't stop anybody. Zach LaVine has been on a tear. He can score at every level. The luxury, he also rebounds and finds several assists. Horton Tucker has been extremely solid. Not anything crazy, but solid. If you aren't trying to spend crazy for LeBron or AD, who seem to be the highest FDP options, this is your guy. Kyle Anderson is just the do-it-all small forward. Now that Morant is back, his ball handling responsibilities aren't as high as they used to be when Morant was injured, but he still finds a way to have good numbers across the board. Cameron Johnson is seeing high minutes and he is good for scoring and rebounds. Draymond Green has been an assist machine, the usual threat to get a double-double in assists and rebounds. San Antonio also ranks second to last in FDP allowed to power forwards. Picking Porzingis is simple. Bigs love Minnesota. Minnesota struggles guarding bigs. DeMarcus Cousins will see heavy minutes with Christian Wood hurt. Charlotte allows second most FDP to centers. Hitter per position lineup. LaMelo Ball has been spectacular lately. This game should be no different. In fact, Houston has begun to sink in terms of FDP they allow to point guards, while LaMelo Ball has risen in FDP he's earned. This is simple. White and Williams are in here because it's Washington. And while they aren't the best team themselves, these two have been playing well lately. Devin Booker versus Cleveland sounds just right. You can go with CP3 as well, as either guard position should perform well because Cleveland is just a bad team and Booker and CP3 are the highest usage players for Phoenix. Norman Powell has been hot. Ride it while it's hot, or ride him while it's hot. I don't. You know what? I'm just skip it. So anyway, like Wayne Ellington, his FDP is relying on his scoring. Once he gets cold, he'll begin to hurt lineups. Memphis should be the start of that. So worth picking at this salary. Chris Middleton hasn't been himself lately. He's just significantly less expensive than the other two high usage players from Milwaukee. Don't be mistaken. He's still a high scoring threat, good rebounder, smart passer, and a good defender. Denver will probably help him get off the skid, and their defense is looking awful. Keldon Johnson versus Golden State's low-ranked defense versus small forwards. His ability to do more than just score. The potential of a high-scoring game, solid value play. AD versus OKC, you're only hoping he doesn't take the day off and put up pedestrian numbers. Zeller is becoming underpriced. He's been a double-double threat as well as a block or two. Two most expensive lineup, you got Luka and you got Jokic as your most expensive. They're both self-explanatory in terms of scouting. Jokic doesn't have a favorable matchup, but he literally has to do everything for Denver. Schroeder has slowed down since his early season explosions. He still provides a great deal of games with good FDP. This will be him versus his old team, who are having injury issues. So Shooter may come out a little more aggressive against his old team. That's what we're hoping for. Edwards, Anthony Edwards has been up and down and back up again. His best games are when he can score and get his hands on several rebounds. Dallas shoots a lot of threes but misses a lot as well. He should find plenty of rebounds. Gordon is simple. If he can score, he will get good FDP. If he struggles, his FDP takes a hit. Fortunately, Charlotte is fourth, allowing FDP to shooting guards. Anderson continues to provide solid games in his good games with Golden State. San Antonio will be tough, but he makes his mark on a game even when he's not scoring. Rebounds and assists helps him, but when he's hitting shots, FDP inflates. Bridges should have plenty of opportunities versus Houston's poor defense to do everything. You're not picking him hoping he drops 30. Comiskey is strictly for value. He's playing good minutes for Phoenix and lingers around 20 FDP. Scoring and rebounding pushes FDP. Player per game lineup. Morant has sort of been up and down, not too far down, but not his average. Toronto will probably help that. Morant both scores and assists well, should do well versus that second to last defense against point guards. Derek White isn't someone you look for on your Fanduel app. You should though. He's solid as it gets. His FDP doesn't blow you away, but for his salary, he's an excellent value play. He does everything and it all adds up. And he's also one of my favorite players because the Spurs are my favorite team. Anyway, Tim Hardaway has lingered around his FDP average lately, and his scoring ability is what makes him such a good option. He does other things in small doses, but it's when he can be that reliable third scorer is when he's the most dangerous. Hayward is beginning to be like Sabonis and Indy. They linger around 40 FDP, and it's always a well-rounded effort. Even as his usage has gone down with ball growing, he still puts the imprints on the game with heavy scoring nights. Allen has been balling. He's essentially played better as rumors of Drummond being moved has grown. He's providing the usual rebounds and blocks, but his scoring has been impressive too. Giannis versus Denver should be entertaining. Thaddeus Young has been revived lately, and this matchup versus Washington will be another game of him showing out. Enjoy this run. Both teams have injuries with their bigs. He may score much higher than his average FDP. Good matchup lineup. This lineup is filled with players who are facing teams who rank in the bottom of the league in terms of FDP allowed. We did our best to fill it with either high usage players like Levine, Ball, Middleton, Beasley, Green, Cousins, and players who see good minutes, Jones, Tucker, and Allen. As you can see once you look at this lineup here. All right, the rest of this presentation, you're going to see these symbols throughout this presentation. Be sure to refer back to this page, or you could take a picture with your phone so it's easy for you to follow along. But the definitions for these symbols will do a lot of the explaining for the players that you're about to see. All right, cheat sheet. Sleepers here, you got Zeller, Valentine, and Bane. Zeller is still underpriced, making him a sleeper because his production has exceeded his salary. Valentine has stepped in for the injured Porter and done better than his average. Bane has been seeing good minutes and providing good value as a good scorer and a few assists. If your last name Bane, you need to be dominating. So he needs to be dropping triple doubles, man. Your last name Bane, you need to be going nuts out there. Anyway. All right, cheat sheet. Position stack, we are paying up for both guard positions, then filling in value players. As you can see, we got Chris Paul, then we got Drew Holiday, Zach LaVine, Norman Powell. This is a really solid lineup here. But these are really solid players here for you too. All right, sleepers, you got Cousins, Washington, and Johnson. Cousins will be filling in for the hurt Christian Wood. His scoring, passing, and rebounding versus Charlotte would be huge if he stays out of tech trouble. He gets a lot of techs. The refs have it out against him, and he gets angry too. It's like both sides. It's not just the refs. He has a problem too. I don't know why. It's awful. Anyway, Washington is coming back from injury, and he should find a good rhythm in what should be a high-paced, high-scoring game. His scoring and rebounding provide good FDP, and he also finds a block in there. Johnson is facing a poor Cleveland team, and he can shoot well and find a few rebounds to boost that FDP. I apologize for the grammatical error there. This is the end of the presentation. Be sure to please be sure to like the video. Be sure to comment if you have any questions or concerns. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.